yeah, so that escalated a lot. Oh dear. Not the best. It's to be fair, it's no worse than I kind of thought it would be. It's a bit of a shame that I've got to repair the inner side, but I kind of thought that would happen anyway. Panel there, big panel in that corner I think. So let's go and have a little look online, see what we can find. Let's get all this rock cut out. Like I say, I don't like leaving jagged edges. Let's get it cut out and then I can repair the inner bit and then wait for the other panel to arrive. I think that might be the plan. Let's see what happens. Right, so I promised to bring you guys in as and when. I'm not filming everything on this vehicle, like the cutting and grinding and things like that, but yeah, little updates and then I'll piece it all together for a video. That kind of escalated. Yeah, I'm still going to come back to that line I think, because this is where the new panel will come up to, and hope there's no more rust. This is actually all solid, this is all surface rust here. There's just one hole there, so all of that needs replacing, so it's not even attached to the inner arch. So from what I've worked out, there's a triangular shaped panel on the back here, which to be fair, I've hit and hit and hit and it's absolutely solid. The inner arch here is gone. The inner structure, from looking on Google and other pictures, this is just attached to this arch here. But yeah, mine's completely not attached. How this car actually handled that well without the inner structure attached to the arch, I don't know. But obviously you can see all that's absolutely lovely and clean in there. So obviously I'll get up there with some wax and stuff while I can get in. I've been up there with a torch and there's nothing further up or anything like that, so it looks all clean. It's all nice seam sealer. Yeah, I just need to clean this back. So it looks like it's spot welded on the bottom. That doesn't look original to me, but looking on the other side it's exactly the same as well. And yeah, so if you look all the way along the sill you can see all the spot welds, so it's just spot welded round to the inner frame structure, which I guess makes sense. It just looks a bit crap. It's got 5 spot welds to hold it on, but it's good to take it off I guess. So yeah, I'm going to come up to this line, get rid of that, and just hope to dear God that this surface rust stops, otherwise we're going to end up in, so I don't know. Yeah, it's one of them. The fact is it's actually getting solid and it's actually clean up here, so we're getting cleaner now, so let's just hope that this is all water ingress. Now this is actually all caused because people don't clean out the drain gutters for the hood, so all the water just sits in here. So at some point in its life it was blocked. I know for a fact when I bought the car they were both blocked, but the other side of the car is actually in really good condition, so I don't know if it's just been treated or that side's been looked after a little bit more, but that really isn't good. My MOT man was right to give me an advisory for it for next year, so hence why it's not got an MOT now, and it definitely needs to be addressed. It can't go back on the road like that. That is a structural issue. Do apologise for the kids screaming in the background. I don't know why they need to scream in the street, but they all seem to scream at each other. Yeah, I've had a good look around inside the arch, apart from obviously the coilover that's going to get swapped, and I'm going to do the drop links at the same time. Everything's all good in there. They don't look new, but they are actually new calipers. It's had new calipers all round, new discs and stuff. The rest of the car is actually mint. It's pretty clean underneath. It's a bit battered on the frame rails, but that's just where people jacked it out wrong. But it's not rusty or anything, so looks like it's this. The panel I think you can get is kind of goes up to there and down, so I think it can come up all as high as this swage line up there, but I don't want to do that just because that would be a pain in the ass to blend, so I'm going to try and keep it as low. I don't want to come up any higher than this cut really. I might even leave that in, just piece the new panel in. But yeah, let's get ordering stuff. Let's see what's to do, and I'll repair all this. What I'll do is I'll cut all this grot off and then put a new piece attached to this frame rail, this inner structure, or frame rail, inner structure if you want to call it, inner support, and then put a new piece of metal in here. So do this bit first, so I've got something solid to attach to, then make a new piece to come off this panel to attach back onto there, and then just stitch it all the way down so it's all connected back up. Yeah, it's the best way going forward that I can do it, and then obviously new panel over the top, and you'll never know. Well, in theory, you'll never know. But yeah, thanks MX5. Really didn't need this right now. But yeah, like I say, little updates. I'm going to keep bringing you in. I'll piece it all together at the end, guys. So stay for the ride. See how we get on. Right, so like I said, I'll bring you guys back in as and when I'm doing stuff. This isn't a how-to, this is let's get this Mazda out of my way on the driveway so I can get more of the 89 done, because the 89 you'll see will be progressing if you follow both builds. So right, where are we up to now? Quick recap. So I've cut out the bit that was connecting that to that, and I've already, after a bit of investigation and a bit of research online, so I've worked out what's going on here now, because I thought it was a bit weird where that just came down and just spot welded to the bottom. So that's your rear quarter panel, and this is your actual outer sill. There's a groove in there to which this panel sits against, so obviously there's a fresh seam down there should be, which there will be again when I put the new panel back in. And this is actually my outer sill, so this is the inner support to the outer sill that connects to the rear arch. So that's how I've made it out. What I have done, I'll show you guys now, is I've cut out what was left of the inner part of the arch, and literally 2 minutes with a vise. You see where it's going, there's a new bits going there, and that literally isn't far off. That is just a piece of steel that I used to make another panel for the 89. So obviously it needs all cleaning up and stuff like that. But my thinking is, I'm gonna rebuild this bit of the arch, and then make a new piece that will connect the arch back to the sill, and then we can prime all this, paint it. Obviously you see me, I just white wheeled it. All this is surface rust. We can get in and tidy all that up, treat that, but might as well get the welding done first, connect these two panels together, then the structural part of the car is done, and then we just need to order the outer skin to go back on there. After looking at MX5s, this is really not bad for the age of it, and the fact that this is the only bit of welding so far that I've noticed on this car is ever had. I've not noticed any other weld patches anywhere on the car, which is why I bought it. So yeah, I can't really knock it for that. The other side doesn't look half as bad, so it's just a little bit of rust starting to creep through on the bottom, which I will learn my lesson. I won't drive it for another winter. I will sort it out. The car does need a respray really, but it is what it is. Let's see how we crack on. Yeah, so easy as it is normally. Use that as a template. Slight curve, and that's what's left of the sill. So yeah, it won't look factory when I've done with it. We'll obviously have a panel in there, and then I'll just make another strip of steel to go to connect the two, but you're never going to see it again, and it's how it kind of would have been. It would have just been kind of welded and lapped over that, so I'm just doing the same again. Difference is I'm not buying this panel, I'm making a piece to make the end of it back up again. Right, so as promised, you saw me get this bit in, so that's the arch reconstructed. Then I've made a sliver that comes all the way around, that got rid of the last of the rot there, and obviously joined this sill back to that. So this is absolutely rock solid. I'm not going to bother kind of grinding this bit down here because you're never going to see it again, so it's all going to get painted and seam sealed. So what I am going to do is get some fur tan on it. So if you haven't seen a previous video, Frost hooked us up with this. This stuff's really good. You can leave it for absolutely months before anything sets back on it, and it's really good. It lays really well, and you really don't need a lot of it. These are nice zinc protection, and then obviously we'll hit it with some etch primer, some acid etch, just to kind of keep it nice. But for now, I've put a little bit in a pot. We'll start brushing it on. So it's worth mentioning what I absolutely love about the fur tan stuff. Whoa, first from a glove. Bloody hell. New pair of blooming gloves. Back to eBay we go. One thing to mention is when you're putting this stuff on, you can brush it on, you can sponge it on, and you can actually spray it on, believe it or not. So if you've got some big panels or some sheet metal, as you're brushing it on, it starts to go off, and it almost goes a bit syrupy, and it doesn't drip everywhere, and that is what is the biggest bugbear. You waste so much material dripping all over the floor. But yeah, I put it all over the new metal, the older metal, obviously all that's primer anyway. What I did do before I put the panel in is I did all inside this cavity, and that's all painted in there as well, because we like a good cavity paint. Right, so fur tan's gone off. I've gone over it a few times, really happy with it, great product. Metal turned black, any area that you need to go over more, it kind of highlights it. It's quite apparent when you use it. It's really good stuff, so I can't recommend that stuff enough. So drop in the link in the description below and you can grab it from Frost. So moving on, we got the repair panel. So that side you can see I've primed and got kind of prepped up. So off camera I've actually cut it all up, but basically you can see the flavour, it's going to go in there. So that panel came with all of the arch as well. Could only buy, for some reason I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to buy the whole bit and just cut this bit out I needed. I'm not going to start cutting the car up, the rest of the car is absolutely solid, but this seems to fit pretty well. Awful delivery. It was flat when I got it, so I had to kind of make it a Sill shape again. But yeah, I've got some zinc primer on there, X primer on there, and we're ready to rock and roll. Prime all of up here, so when it's tucked in, it's got an area kind of, it's all ready to go. Obviously it primed on there, and then we're going to plug weld the bottom. It was spot welded originally and spot welded up there, so obviously I'm trying to keep it as kind of good as I can. I can't actually get a spot welder in there because there's a plastic shield a bit further back. Yeah, it doesn't really work very well with the wheel and stuff in the way, so I'm more than happy just to plug weld it. I can get access, there's loads of space for the wheel off here, so we'll get this on and then I'll let you know what's happening next on the car. So we're all welded back on. This is actually not a bad panel after all the aggro of bending it and making it right again after the really poor postage. It's always quite tricky welding panels like this because you're obviously trying to look out for warpage and heat distortion. I think it's gone okay. Obviously this panel's going to need a bit of filler just over these seams and stuff, but remember we had a massive hole here. There was nothing behind it attaching the Sill to the rear arch. All of that's been repaired on the inside of there, and all of that's been repaired on the inside of there, so inside structural is nice. And yeah, just got to do a load of pretty work now, which if you remember from the Budget Clubman, don't do much pretty work. Yeah, pretty work's quite hard, i.e. filler work. We'll get cracking, guys. We no point moaning, it's got to get done, so it's basically done. So yeah, buzzing, let's crack on. Right, so I didn't film me grinding back all the welds, but we're on. So a little bit of hammer and dollying to do there, but I'm really happy with it, it's gone on nice. So let's get some filler on it just to sort out this seam. But yeah, we've got a nice profile there, obviously it has a natural swage line. And yeah, quite happy with that. So plug welded there, so replace what we were doing spot welded, and it's absolutely rock solid. Just what this car needed. It had a big split down there. Yeah, smashed it. So next stage, a bit of hate, filler. Or as Matt says, filler nights. And with the welding over, let's cut to the next part of this video and yeah, I'll just show you. So yeah, there's actually a clubman in the Unosis space. I've actually sold the vehicle, which is a bit gutting. Many reasons, and we'll crack on with them in a sec because no one here needs to hear me justify my reasoning because of my vehicles at the end of the day. But if you haven't seen Instagram, there is a video coming. I've actually managed to achieve the car I always wanted when I started this channel, and the car I wanted since I was a child. In fact, I now own both the vehicles I've always wanted to own. Right or wrong, sad as it sounds, or maybe I should strive for wanting more, but I've wanted two vehicles ever since I can remember, and I actually now own them both, and it's time to restore at least one of them. So the Unos is gone, the welding's all done. I did a bit of filler work on it, I got it looking nice. It could have done a little bit more work, but that being said, the new owner wants to have the car repainted eventually and stuff like that, so I got it solid. It's now back on the road, it passed an MOT, and she's back out and enjoying the road where she should be, because that's a beautiful car. It drove so well, and I'm absolutely gutted to actually not have it on my driveway now. The day it left was a sad day. So the Clubman's back because the new project is taking on the Clubman's gap in my lockup. So the Clubman estate is back, guys. I will be doing quite a few videos on it. I've got quite a few jobs wanting to do. Mrs. Simpson wants that one back on the road. Well, technically the Clubman is on the road, but it needs a few jobs. Just bits and pieces that I've wanted to do for a little while, and I've gathered the bits and pieces together, and let's crack on with them. Anyone who doesn't know the Clubman, just a quick snip. It's a 72 Clubman estate, patina, never been restored. It's real patina, not made patina. It's a real unrestored Clubman, and I love it. It's a love-hate car, but everyone that sees it, it attracts more attention than the sidewalk. It's such a cool thing. It hums along, it's a little sewing machine sounding engine, and it's awesome. So we've got a lot of videos coming on that. The Mazda's gone. The only reason, and I'm going to go just quickly into it, the only reason the Mazda's gone and nothing else is because I weighed it up. What could go? What would I want to sell? And in my eyes, if I ever wanted a new NOS Roadster back, I could buy another one. It's annoying because I've got a really good one, or I had a really good one. But it's the only one I feel like I could replace out of the collection of vehicles I own. And I know I'm very privileged to say that word, collection of vehicles. I am. I've worked hard for it. I do work hard to try and keep them on the road. And I can't have them all, unfortunately. I am brimmed with space, and it funds other parts of things I want to do. So it's gone to a good home without leaving another car sat around doing nothing. So moving on to the next part, you have to check out the next video with the car I bought. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know. If you don't, wherever you've been, go check out Instagram and Facebook. You'll see many more pictures and little snippets and videos of the vehicle before I post the big video of it. But yeah, I've bought my dream car, so it's been sold. Owning the Mazda's been fun. I've had no downside to owning the Mazda. Even when the rad blew on the side of the road, I managed to fix it on the side of the road. It's simple repair, it's a simple car to work on, and I enjoyed every single moment of owning it. Admittedly, it's not done as well on the channel as I ever wanted it to do, but that being said, it didn't really distract from why I wanted the vehicle. It was a tick box exercise for me. I've always wanted to drive a NOS Roadster. I always wanted to own one. Pop-up headlights, the Japanese basicness of it, and the sound of it when it revs through the gears. I'll never ever get that from another vehicle. That is a Mazda thing, and I've enjoyed it. So check us out in the coming videos, guys. We're back on with the 89. We're actually off to go and pick up the last few panels for it, and we're going to get going on it. I think I've worked out I'm going to do the back panel next, working around to the quarter panel, and we'll get on with that when we get on with that. But if you follow the channel, you'll follow all my videos, hopefully. And yeah, catch you next one, guys. If you haven't already, check out Frost, our sponsors, in the link description below. And if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. It massively helps us get noticed. For the people that didn't really enjoy the Mazda, you haven't got to worry about that. That's gone now. People that really enjoy the Minis and the mystery car, or the mystery car if you join Facebook and Instagram. But my dream car, I really hope you enjoy it, because I'm so excited to own this car. But yeah, more of that in the next video. Look after yourself, guys. Catch you soon.